Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today, Max and I are going to dive into a topic that sits right at the heart of career advancement, and that is how to sound sophisticated during important business meetings. We all want our ideas to carry weight, and we want our colleagues and superiors to respect our insights. But there is a very dangerous trap that many people fall into when trying to achieve this.
Haha, you are so right, Amy. There is an incredibly thin line between sounding sophisticated and sounding completely arrogant or condescending. Sometimes, in an effort to look smart, professionals use overly complex jargon or deliver their opinions with such rigid authority that it actually alienates the entire room. Instead of drawing people into their vision, they end up creating a wall of resentment.
Exactly, Max, because true executive presence isn't about proving that you are the smartest person in the room. It is about communicating with clarity, elegance, and deep respect for others. When you master this balance, your words become highly attractive, and people genuinely want to listen to you and follow your lead. Today, we want to share the exact strategies that will help you upgrade your tone so you can project effortless confidence.
Yes, absolutely. And we will be looking at how small adjustments in your vocabulary and phrasing can completely change how your message is received by your team. We are going to teach you how to express high-level ideas while keeping your approach accessible, collaborative, and professional. By the end of this episode, you will know exactly how to command a boardroom while keeping your reputation perfectly intact.
So, if you are ready to learn how to elevate your business English from ordinary to sophisticated without losing your approachability, let us get straight into the core principles. Make sure you have your notebook ready because these small shifts are going to make a massive difference in your next corporate meeting. Welcome back to our brainstorming session, everyone. In this section, we are going to look at one of the easiest ways to upgrade your professional presence, and that is by using what we call language softeners. When you are in a meeting, saying something like, "This timeline is wrong," or "I think we should change the plan," sounds incredibly blunt, and it can easily put your colleagues on the defensive, making you look arrogant.
That is a classic mistake, Amy, because those direct statements leave absolutely no room for collaboration, and they make it seem like your opinion is the only one that matters. To fix this and sound instantly more sophisticated, you should start your sentences with phrases like, "from my perspective," or "based on what we've seen so far." For example, instead of saying, "this budget is too low," you can say, "based on what we've seen so far, it might be beneficial to review our budget allocation."
Oh, that sounds so much more professional and collaborative, Max. It completely changes the energy in the room because you are presenting your thought as an analytical observation rather than an absolute, unbending rule. Another amazing phrase you can deploy to soften your tone while maintaining full authority is, "perhaps we could consider." This shows that you are a strategic thinker who welcomes input, yet you are still guiding the team toward a better solution.
Exactly, Amy. And let us analyze why that works so beautifully in executive conversations. When you say, "perhaps we could consider exploring a different target audience," you are technically making a strong recommendation, but you are framing it in a way that invites others to agree with you. It is a highly attractive way to guide a business conversation because it makes people feel valued, which is the ultimate secret of true leadership communication.
Haha, it really is, Max. It is all about guiding the room elegantly rather than pushing people around with your words. So, the next time you want to share a strong opinion or point out a potential flaw in a meeting, take a deep breath and use a language softener. Start your sentence with "from my perspective," or "perhaps we could consider," and observe how much more receptive your team becomes to your brilliant ideas. Welcome back, everyone. Now, we are going to tackle one of the most critical tests of your professional communication skills, and that is how to disagree with someone during a heated meeting without sounding arrogant or creating unnecessary conflict. In high-stakes business environments, opinions will inevitably clash, but the mistake many professionals make is that they attack the person's idea directly, saying things like, "that won't work," or "your data is wrong."
Yes, and that is exactly how professional relationships get ruined in seconds, Amy. When you phrase your disagreement like that, it feels like a personal attack, and the other person will instantly close their mind to anything else you have to say. To sound truly sophisticated, you must master the art of challenging the idea while respecting the individual, and the perfect phrase to achieve this is, "I see where you're coming from. However, let's consider another angle."
Of course. That phrase is pure gold, Max, because it does two things simultaneously and beautifully. First, it validates their contribution by acknowledging their perspective, which immediately lowers their defenses. Second, it uses the word "however" to pivot the conversation toward a constructive alternative without dismissing their hard work. Another incredibly elegant framework you can use is, "that is a valid point," but looking at it from a risk management perspective.
Absolutely, Amy, because by bringing in a professional lens, like risk management, budgetary constraints, or market trends, you shift the disagreement away from personal opinions. You are making it about the business goals and the objective data rather than a battle of egos. It shows the entire room that you are objective, analytical, and deeply committed to finding the best solution for the organization rather than just wanting to be right.
Exactly, Max. It is all about maintaining that high level of diplomacy and emotional intelligence under pressure. So remember, the next time you hear an idea that you completely disagree with, do not shut it down aggressively. Take a second, validate their thought by saying, "I appreciate that insight," and then smoothly steer the conversation toward the data by adding, "however, let's look at the broader implications." Now, to bring all these sophisticated strategies to life, Max and I are going to take you inside a high-pressure corporate meeting room. In this live role play, I am going to play a passionate project manager who is aggressively pushing for an immediate budget increase, and Max is going to demonstrate how to steer the conversation elegantly without sounding arrogant or combative.
I am ready, Amy. Let us show everyone how diplomatic phrasing can instantly de-escalate tension and keep the meeting highly productive and executive level.
Look, Max, from where I stand, this marketing budget is completely unrealistic for the third quarter. If upper management doesn't approve an extra $50,000 right now, this entire product launch is going to fail miserably, and we will lose our market share.
I see where you are coming from, Amy, and I completely share your dedication to making this launch a massive success for the company. However, based on what we have seen so far with our current financial constraints, an immediate cash injection of that size might not be feasible for this quarter. Perhaps we could consider shifting our focus toward optimizing our organic digital channels before we request additional capital.
Well, organic marketing takes too much time, Max, and we need quick results. I just feel like your team isn't prioritizing this launch enough, and you are holding back our growth.
I appreciate your intensity, Amy, but looking at it from a long-term risk management perspective, we must ensure all departments remain financially stable. That is a valid point about timing, But let us look at the broader implications of overextending our resources too early in the campaign. Let us sit down with the data tomorrow and see how we can maximize our current budget efficiently without taking on unnecessary risks.
Haha. Wow. Max, that was an absolutely incredible display of emotional intelligence and professional boundaries. Even though I was being aggressive and demanding, you didn't get defensive and you didn't attack my position. Instead, you used softeners and strategic framing to completely neutralize the tension.
Thank you, Amy. When you control your vocabulary under pressure, you don't just protect the professional relationship. You naturally position yourself as the most mature, capable leader in the entire room.
And that brings us to the beautiful conclusion of today's episode, everyone. We have moved from understanding the dangerous trap of corporate arrogance to mastering language softeners and professional diplomacy under pressure. The biggest takeaway we want you to remember today is that sounding sophisticated is never about making yourself look big. It is entirely about making your team feel heard, respected, and safe.
Yes, absolutely, Amy. True power in communication always lies in humility, not in domination. So, to help you take these insights from your screen into your real life, Amy and I want to challenge you with the Humility Challenge this week. In your very next corporate meeting, when someone shares an idea that you do not agree with, we want you to completely stop yourself from saying no, or that's wrong.
Yes, that is the challenge. Instead, force yourself to use Max's favorite phrase. I see where you're coming from. However, let's consider this data. Drop a comment below right now and type out the exact phrase you are going to practice this week, whether it is a language softener like, from my perspective, or a diplomatic disagreement framework. Max and I will be looking forward to reading your comments, interacting with you, and helping you fine-tune your business English.
Haha. It is going to be incredibly exciting to see how much your boardroom dynamics improve when you start using these attractive upgrades, guys. If you feel like today's episode gave you a brand new perspective on leadership communication, please hit that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, and share it with a colleague. Investing in your communication skills is the highest return investment you can ever make for your professional career.
Thank you all so much for your amazing time and energy today. Keep your speech elegant, keep your attitude humble, and Max and I will see you in the next episode for more executive success secrets. Until next time, stay sharp, stay professional, and goodbye.
Goodbye, everyone. Go out there, dominate the boardroom with kindness, and be phenomenal.